How has it already been 8 days? What? Greeting. Voice. Actually, I can't tell. Hold on. There we go. I had everything in the wrong place. That's all right. I can be heard. Important part. Me be heard by you. First, I should say the thing. There we go. Whiskey tasting with Irene Tan. Up to 4 people. Silent auction. There's the link. Bid high, bid often. Yeah, that sounds about right. Say that first because it's the important part for the whole month. This is going on all month. This is going on for an hour. This right now. That's going on for the next 20, a while longer. I don't want to do any math. As you know, if you've been here for the past 7 days, we're on 8 now. Whiskey Advent Calendar by Flavia. Not sponsored. Here we go. Big box. Big, heavy, awkward. Actually, it's not heavy. Very light, but it's got pointy parts to it, believe me. Day 8, day 8, day 8. Ow. Pointy bits. So far, so good with the horrible phrase, but that's how it is. All of these thus far, because none of them have been truly, truly, truly terrible. I am looking slick. I have no idea what I did that, but I did. Just for you. Just for all of you. I'm all fancy looking. My fancy false holiday sweater thing on. I have a sweater. But you look at it, you're like, oh, well, festive. It's like, no, it's a moose. It's nothing really festive. It's a freaking moose. Bamboozled you into thinking it was a festive thing. Just looks like it. It's like camouflage. And blend in with everyone wearing all their crazy holiday stuff. We go 8. Haven't looked at it. Don't know what's going on. Music Maestro. Always have to forget. I have it ready. I just have to forget that I have it ready. Let me know if that's too loud, too soft, too annoying, too quiet. Why is it soft, David? Anyway, what? We're going. I can't hear it, but then again, I have it low on purpose. I do wonder what today will be. Please let me know what's in your glass this evening. I do not like to drink alone. Do it often. That's not the point. That's not the point. At the moment, it's Friday. I know people have beverages. It's just like it's a very American thing. Friday and the weekend, just alcohol. As much as possible. No. Good. Look at that. This is misleading. This one I want to, like, my immediate... I had hoped it was going to be bourbon. So in my brain, I'm like, this is going to be bourbon colored. Now I'm looking at it and going, wait a minute. What is this camouflageness? It's not quite amber. It's making me think of, I don't know why, but sunflower. It's not yellow enough for that. That's what made me think of. Pizza and beer tonight. Oh man, that sounds good. Tempting, sir. I have frozen pizza and an entire beer. Just one in the fridge. But I just ate a little while ago. Or I feel like I did. I ate at 4 o'clock, I think. And it was well, it's exactly what you'd think a young single male would eat on a Friday night. But it was kind of an upgrade. Like little chicken fillet things. So like adult-sized chicken fingers. And rice. I'm not hungry, so it worked. And I actually ate it. That's the important part. I'm very good at just completely forgetting to eat. Especially during the middle of the day. So my instincts are leaning towards Irish or Scotch at a glance, just by looking at it. That's what my assumptions are. Could be a bourbon, but it's very light for a bourbon. It's throwing me off. It's like a deep, dark honey. That sounds good. Dark honey. I feel like I'm timed again still. All these like 30-minute ones I've been doing, I'm like, how long has it been? It's been 5 whole minutes. Oh gosh, that's enough for the of the actual look of it. Have the nose. Now we're going to the nose. Ooh. Oh, what was that? Leaning towards Scotch now. Very much so. Oh, it's an annoying one. It seems familiar, but I don't know why. I want it to be Glen Scotia. Not because it is, or I think it is. It's just because I saw Irene Tan had a Glen Scotia bottle that she recently picked. Well, she picked it a while ago. She just received the bottles of Glen Scotia recently, and I want one. And I don't know why. I've never tasted it. It just arrived. It's like Glen Scotia. I have one over there. I forget which one. But I have one over there that's good. This is peated somehow. Very lightly. I got my brain in like Oban 14 character. We're all over here. We're in the scotchy, slightly peaty area. You can't see that. Because where my hand is off camera. But it's in this general direction. Oh yeah, it's making me think of Oban 14 or, oh gosh, no, wait. It's both really good. We're talking sweet peat. We're talking vanillins. We're talking a little lemon. Raspberry. It's malt. It has to be malt. It's really nice, sweet. Almost, well, honey, huh? Honestly, I'm like, what could it be like? Did you say honey earlier? Yes, I did. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, I can't remember the name of the one I had recently. And this is something I said I wanted a bottle of, too. That's really irritating. I can go to my Instagram and check. I might do that. I don't... But I took a picture of it. So I went to a restaurant, like, not long ago. I think it wasn't long after I got back from Texas. So that must have been sometime in October to early November. Anyway, I went to a place for fish and chips, strangely enough. Coincidentally, I didn't have fish and chips tonight, but I had to have fish something. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of it. Who knows? But I had this delicious scotch. It was just lightly peated. I cannot remember the name of it. I can picture like being at the bar because that's where I sat. I can remember seeing the food. I have photographs of the actual food and the bottle. But putting the bottle in front of me on the bar and taking the picture, I can't see what it is. Wait, something storm? Was there something storm out there? Ah, all right. I'll look at it later. Mr. Great Chat, hello. Cheers. Also, Zenboot, hello. Cheers. If I didn't say that. I might have just started talking to you because you were here. Like, hi. Like, I had talked to you early today almost. That's strange. Seems like you were just here. There's a distinct characteristic with this whiskey that I know I've spelled. Talisker, thank you. That might be what it is. It just reminded me of Talisker. It's almost as if it were vanilla cake. This is my favorite part about whiskey, or one of my favorite parts. There's no specific one. But you can kind of get lost. You just keep going back to it. A lot of these samples so far have got in my head because I don't know what they are. So I want to spend as much time as I can just going, what is this? Which is both good and bad. Good for me. Not exactly great for anyone who's watching. It's like, what is he doing? He's got his nose in the glass. Has he said anything? No. Right. Okay, I'm going in for the palate now. Please help me remember. Vanilla, honey. I said sweet peat, but that doesn't really clarify anything. Engaging nosing is a treat. It is. part of it is just not knowing what it is. It's a weird system we have if the whiskey. If you go into whiskey psychology, because that's the thing now. I just said it must exist. Well, I'm actually talking about branding more than anything. Like what they have to go through to make you just interested in the bottle to begin with. What color it is, what shape it is, what the label looks like. The very specific rules they have to follow for said label. Just the concept of putting wax on the bottle now. That's the thing. Maker's Mark did it really well, and everyone went, that's a good idea. And then all the people who were buying the bottles are like, that's not a great idea. You really need to work on this top pulley wax thing. And they did. Yep, I'm just getting all like. So, on the palate, yes? Here's to you and all who are spending time during these cold months and dark days here. Everyone should be. No, that'd be really awkward. I wouldn't be able to keep up with chat. Cheers to you. First whiskey of the day. It spreads when it gets right about here. So I know where my stomach is at least. Fairly simple. Initial sip, anyway. Just leaving a little slight dry note at the end to finish. Does make me want another sip. Let's tell you that. The sweetness lingers, almost as if it were. Have you ever made your own vanilla frosting? Like you basically just take powdered sugar and add water to it almost. There's a little more than that. That's what I seem to recall. Almost make a cheap frosting glaze, which is still really good. I mean, it's still freaking sugar. Okay, this time, second sip, holding the palate. See what happens. Mouth feels really nice. Slight peppery note. I want to say pecan for some reason. No more of that. Get out of there. Got that weird acorn thing happen again. It's not nutty or anything. Not even close. I'm trying to translate what I think of in my head to actually what should be understood by some. Is a bit of a trip. Believe it or not. I think most of you who are here right now are like, yeah, we know. It's a little wild. Yep, good mouthfeel. Honey, touch of black pepper. Really nice sweetness, but it fades really fast. Yeah, it's a little ashy. That's what it is. Here's the finish. I don't dislike that. So I'm going with a simple malt sweetness. Bit of vanilla. I can't say acorn because that's not a thing you should be eating. What else? Black pepper, honey. Ashy. It's a really nice mouthfeel. Yeah, comes off a simple sweet with a touch of pepper and a dry finish. Or honey sweet. Ah, I like it. It doesn't drink very high proof either. I haven't gotten any of the percentages right though. This feels like it should be 45. It's nice and in between 40 and 50, so honestly, I think it's 40. That's I believe it's 40 because I think it's Scotch. And I think if it is Scotch, it might have been colored. Very, very likely it was colored. But if this is something else, I would love it. I would love to find out what this is if it's not Scotch. So, with that being said, look, I did it in 15 minutes. Without even realizing it. I only have the time now. Yes. Just got to do that. I'm not sure how many times. Let's see. About beat up. 16? I felt that right. 16 more times. 24 minus 8. Tell me if I did that right, because I have no idea. Remember to show the vial. Thank you. Yes. I actually... Thankfully, I wasn't ready for it this time. I don't know which one of these I didn't. I think I was in a hurry to just get on with it. Ah, what do you know? Ah, what do you know? All right, so this says Scotch whiskey, a product of Scotland. Alcohol by volume, 40%. Just because I have to be, make sure you actually believe me, because you should never believe a thing I say. Product of Scotland, 40%. There it is. Balvenie Double Oaked. Balvenie. Nailed it. Dumb luck. Alright, now let's find out what it is. That's what I'm really curious about. I want to know what you are, because you seem familiar. However, there are a lot of lightly peated scotches out there. And I'll just be glad to find out what this one is. Let's see. I have to make sure I don't flip the wrong page like 15 times. Apologies. Alright, here we go. Oh! Well. I don't even know if I've ever had this one. I haven't heard bad things about it. Which is good. I've heard good things about it. Have to getting better at this. Lies and slander. Nailed it. Yeah, I only defaulted to 40% because I thought it was a Scotch. And I wish there'd be higher proofs, but oftentimes they aren't. And just the palate itself was enough. So. Oh. Alright. The color on this one was a tough one. Because I feel like it's... You can tell me for certain, but it seems lighter. It's not quite amber. We'll say gold. Even that doesn't feel right. This looks like amber as per this. But I think of amber as a bit darker than this. So I have to go one down, which is gold. And that works for me. If it doesn't work for you, oh well. Here's what their tasting notes are, and then little peaty, smoky, slightly sweet, oak, burnt sugar, apple, spicy, fruit. That's a lot of vague ones, but here we go. Phenols, famous grouse, smoky black, Scotch whiskey. What do you know? It was a lightly peated Scotch. At least for my palate, lightly peated. Some people would probably go nuts with this. I'm kind of glad that they have these very vague notes, because that's all I felt. You know, smoky, peaty, slightly sweet, oak, burnt sugar. Maybe oak is why I said acorn. Wait. Tell me more about acorns, because I have a thought about what they are, but I don't want to say it out loud because I'll feel foolish. Apple, spicy fruit, phenols. I like it. I have like a category of this. Who makes famous... Well, I'm asking who makes famous grouse. But this is their smoky black. I assume that's a brand. They have one of their releases. Famous grouse, smoky black. Because I know they have famous grouse, just... So I wonder if this is slightly different. Holiday classic in Scotland. I'd get to try it. Yeah. Well, Mr. Great Shot, you could, if you're lucky, you could find it at a bar. It feels like one that's behind the bar as a Scotch in some places, but acorns are very bitter. Oh, okay, well that explains it. That is what I was thinking, but I was like, this sounds really dumb if I'm wrong. But I was correct in that assumption. It's very weird to think of like something that small becoming the giant oak tree and the thing we love about bourbon. This little tiny thing comes into this ginormous tree, and then we chop it up, make it into barrels, and it makes whiskey more amazing. I have an idea what they mean by phenols. How do you say it? Because there's something just slightly weird about this, and it reminds me of other scotches I've had. There's just this weird tang that comes along with it. It only lasts for a second. It's just like, nyeh, and then it's gone. And I'm wondering if that's what they mean by phenols, that stuff. Notes. We're going for no corn, gold. Gold is the color. Gold is the color. Go. Yeah, tiny ass little thing, little acorn. What's really weird is I've seen, I believe they were actually chestnuts, but I'm not 100% certain on that. But whatever these things were, they came in spikes. Like they had this spiky outer core, and then you took that off, and the actual nut / seed was inside. I forget what they were, but I remember there was one tree nearby, near where my parents lived, that, you know, they freaking cover the ground and the driveway as well. Which is funny. Epic stash detected. Oh! Whiskey Uncensored, aka Bourbon. We've just give the reveal. I'm trying to remember my tasting notes. I said ashy. Vanilla. Lemon. This is partially just to help my own brain, by the way, because I just don't. The only way I remember anything I've ever had, whiskey-wise, is this. By making these videos, the reason these videos even exist is because I was just starting to get into whiskey, and I knew I wasn't going to write it down and keep it. I wasn't going to do anything like that. I was just going to completely forget. Thus, it's saved on the internet. They were D's nuts. Bravo, sir. Ashy, vanilla, lemon. Black pepper. That's one I say a lot because I think I equate it with the tongue tingles. A little prickly feeling I get on my tongue. Anyone else? I'll put acorns on there. That doesn't make sense, but that's kind of part of it. Maybe I have to. Maybe I'll have to add in like random acorn thought, meaning you taste oak. That'd be great. Oh. Hey. There's only a few people who know that. It's not you, Mr. Goodshot. Ow. I don't know. I know she's doing something tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to go all the way up there. Right now, I'm leaving it to a big maybe. Big maybe. Because I'd have to go up there, drink a bunch of whiskey, and then come back and then do another whiskey thing. Not a bad thing. It's just I don't know if I have the energy. I assume I might. There's no guarantees with me. Never. Unless that was tonight. I don't think it is. I'll check. I feel like it's tomorrow, but if it is tonight, well, I've definitely missed it. However, I think it might be Saturday. She tends to do tastings on Saturdays, which I don't like, because that means I have to go out on the weekend, which I just love doing that. Well, it's pretty tame now. It's so cold, people don't go outside. I love it. All the more reason for me to go outside. Yeah, if you weren't here, I'm showing this for Whiskey Uncensored mostly, but we have the famous Grouse. Here are all the tasting notes they have. Ooh, very vague. Ooh. But that's good. They're going for vagaries here. Famous Grouse, Smoky Black. Scotch whiskey. Oh, yes, that's right. That's another reason. If you'd like to... Hold on. Remove. There we go. If you'd like to see more about this whiskey, they should be able to do that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. That's all you get. Yes, it is, isn't it, Zen? I have a Glen Scotia 15 right over there. It's really good. Now Irene has a Glen Scotia pick. Woo! Yep, it's an option. If it is tomorrow, again, I don't remember. I know I saw the bottle on Instagram earlier today because I'm always on the internet. It's always there. I've been trying to spread more Irene Tan stuff either way, like on my own Facebook thing and on trying to throw stuff in the whiskey tribe because they now have a newfound interest. Before it was the whiskey store in Connecticut they did a video about. Now it's the freaking blender for Crowd Barrel. You know, you might want to keep up with what's happening. Tweet. Again, don't send me money. If you can just call her place and be like, hey, I want to buy this, and then I'm just picking it up. And I don't like being the middleman. I'll do it, but there's a fee. No, okay. Just financially more appropriate, or some kind of phrase like that. That way I don't get involved with money. If you want to give me money, just to give me money, please do. I encourage that. Yes, it's so good. Ashy vanilla, lemon, black pepper, acorn. Powdered sugar frosting. That was another one. God damn it, this pen's dying. Or is it just because I don't have a place to actually write? I just have this on my freaking knee. There we go. I have to just show it who's boss. Oh, my handwriting's so bad. I don't even do cursive, because if I do cursive, I will not be able to read whatever I wrote. It won't be in words that make sense anymore. Like even this, it says powdered sugar. I can barely tell the beginning parts of P. Go to Whiskey Mentors? Always. Go there. I won't always go there. Tomorrow is a maybe. Yes. Hello. Trouble. Tomorrow is a maybe, just because we'll go into mental health talk, shall we? I cannot guarantee anything about how I will feel tomorrow morning. Or how much energy I will have. Like, I did a minimal amount of things today, and I'm really tired. Not so much that I fall asleep, but I'm just like... And those things included... Let's see, it was very complicated. I made myself lunch / brunch, really. And then I went and got coffee. And then I had to stop at the drugstore and didn't have exactly what I needed there. And then I went to the local grocery store, overpriced crap, to get it there. And then I went home. That's all I did. It's less than 5 miles total. I'm fatigued. Dead.
Son of a bitch.
No problem. Ugh. So we'll see. Everything's a we'll see. If I do go, I will heads up Irene in advance. That'll be easy enough. So I don't want to make any promises to myself or anyone else. Because if there's any pressure to do it, less likely to do it. If there's no pressure, as in, yes, you choose to drive those 4 hours. I would not. If I were in Dan's store 4 hours away, it's just like, oh well, maybe I'll go there for a long weekend. Someday. Yayosh. So yeah, I don't... It's actually an hour. A little over an hour, but that doesn't mean anything. But then I have to think of that in my head. It's 2 hours round trip. Not including the time I'll actually be in the vicinity, which could be easily 2 to 3 hours, or more. Typically no more than 3. But that in total is 5+ hours of a full day. It's like 5+ hours out of, what, 12 to 16 hour day? I have to edit. That's another problem. The video for this week is fine, or this upcoming week is all set to go. But I need to get the last few videos done for this month. Then I have to figure out what I'm going to do for next year. Which is a terrible thing to think about in my mind, but I have some good options. I have plenty of options behind me that are secret. And some of them may be at Irene's hands right now. We'll see. Alright, does anyone else remember anything else about what I said? We got ashy, vanilla, lemon, black pepper, acorn, powdered sugar frosting. Ah, cake. Vanilla cake. That's right. Almost like pound cake, but I'll say vanilla cake. A lot of vanillins. Which could work. I'm not writing on anything. I really should be writing on something. Alright. I officially need a new pen soon, because this one just doesn't like my mid-air writing that I'm doing here. Alright, we're gonna chunk that off. Has it been 30 minutes? Wow! Exactly. This is normally where I log off, so bye! No. This is a Friday night stream. I just get to sip on this for a while. And at least I know what it is now. Talica Storm, tribute to your first guest, girl. I still don't know if it was Talica Storm. I think it was... I'm gonna do the research, which means I'm going to go check my own Instagram. Because guess what? There's another reason I take pictures of a lot of stuff and put it on Instagram. So I can remember. And not have it be freaking Facebook. It's like, you have memory. And they're like, shut up. Well, tell me what to remember. I'll just take my own memory stuff and look at it later. Like now. It was a beautiful day. There it is. Nope, that's Ragged Island. Never mind. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Where is it? The hard part is finding out, because it looks like I've been everywhere doing everything lately. This was before I did that. Yeah, this was before that. Okay. Okay. Yep, nope, yep. There it is. Got it. Some nice pictures. I was right near the water. Amazing day, too. Ah, there it is. It was Talisker 10-year. Talisker single malt Scotch whiskey 10-year. That's why it caught my attention. And they gave me a big-ass pour. That's why it's a very distinct memory. It was like 4 ounces. After I just had wine. Ugh. I got home and I fell asleep. That's what I did. I was like, I made it. The funny part was, and this is not a good thing to do. Never do this, ever. I was very close to being home. So we're talking less than 10 minutes. 15 minutes most. And I had to go over a bridge. Which, guess what? It got a little backed up, so I was on the bridge for a lot longer than I wanted to be. But it's the thought process, which is a bad one, is I better drink this quickly so I can get home before it hits my system. I did a test, too. When I got in my car, I tested myself. I wasn't that high. And then I got home. It was a bit higher. There you go. That works. And if you have some famous grouse, go ahead. What? I need to look up phenols. Because I know what they mean. There's a weird little thing, a little thread of weirdness that goes through this. It's one of those... It's one that leads me towards, like mulch, compost, something like that. Not so it stinks and be terrible, but it's got that wonky smell. I experience that way too often because of a place nearby, so it's familiar. Also, if you haven't watched the podcast, heard the podcast on my channel. Well, you have to be a member to do that, first of all. So, unless you can find it on Spotify. But I won't tell you where that is either. What was my point about that? Oh, I briefly talked about getting a new mattress. It's very exciting. Because Whiskey Tribe has been sponsored by a mattress place, which name I can't remember now. I bought the mattress from there. I can't remember what it is. This is what I live with, man. It's that thing I did. I bought it. Very expensive. What was it again? Huh? B? Beta? Anyway, got it because they did the sponsorship so many damn times. And it's cozy. It's actually really nice. I have felt less back pain. So back discomfort. I wouldn't even say pain. But I think after having my mattress for 10 years, it was pretty much... It was all set. Having lower back pain sucks when you wake up. But now, past couple nights, I woke up and been like, oh. Nothing aches the same way. Cool. I think it was just a little too soft. So my back wasn't getting enough support. I will admit, and many of you can relate to this, the first night I got in this bed, it came with white sheets and all that, so it feels really weird. I don't have white sheets normally. But because it was white sheets and a new mattress, it felt like I was at a hotel. Like if you've ever gone to a hotel, you get in your bed, and you're like, this is not mine, and many people have slept here. And usually it's too hard. Hotel beds for me are pretty awful. So it's like, I usually don't sleep very well in any other bed, unfortunately. Unless I'm really exhausted. And thankfully, travel will do that. I will be just done. So, for the moment, everything is a maybe for tomorrow. Because I have to have that adventurous spirit. And I usually only have that when I'm traveling. So if I travel to Kentucky or freaking Texas, I will drive anywhere. I will wake up, have breakfast somewhere, and then go without issue. Because I know I'm going to wake up, go get breakfast somewhere, and just go. And that was the plan for the day. Because there's so many places to go to while I'm there. That's the problem. I live in this area. Marine's an hour away. I can go there every day if I wanted to. I wouldn't because it's a lot of gas money, but you get the idea. I can't hear the music. Is it still playing? Or did it stop? Check. Oops. I swear it's still playing. It is. I just can't hear it. Probably because there's music going on next door, and though I don't think you can hear it, I can. Super annoying. Yeah, there's still something playing in the background. It's very quiet. Again, Irene Tan, since we're talking about it, Irene Tan, blind auction, silent auction. I don't want to. You're bidding for you don't know what. So Irene Tan, tasting it before. I'm so tired. Silent auction, bid high, bid often. Down there, it should be pinned in the comments, which is wherever your chat box is. I don't know where that is, so. That's the stuff you want to look into right now. You have until the 24th. The 24th is actually when it will be announced. So I probably will have a cutoff time before then. And I'm fairly certain the 24th is going to be a day I'll be going live anyhow. Because, well, I'll be doing this again. Advent calendar day. 24. Boom. I might make a different thumbnail, come to think of it. Damn. I don't feel like it, but that's a thought. Yeah, the 24th is a Sunday. Go figure. Christmas lands on a Monday. Lucky for people who work, because they'll have 2 weeks off. The main thing I remember about having a factory job is depending on where Christmas landed, you could get 2 weeks off that month. And from Christmas to the next year, be 2 weeks. I don't think that's the case this time. They probably just screw you over and make it 1 week. But I don't work there anymore, and it doesn't exist there anymore, thankfully. It's not a terrible job. It's just a job I did. It sucked, and it screwed up my hearing. Good times. In my ignorance, I really screwed up my hearing. So let's be clear about that. I'll look at my calendar still. Anyway, so that'll be fun. 24th, Sunday. Christmas Day being a Monday is going to be weird. Holidays are weird, man. Like every time. The past Thanksgiving was weird. The Christmas is going to be weird. Special thoughts to Pop KillCo, by the way. I'll be talking about this Sunday too, but he's going in for some experimentation stuff on Monday. And they might have to keep him overnight. Because, you know, science. Whew, well, neither do I. Appreciate the thought. It's a great shot. You do plenty. You need to do that. You just need to get up here someday. That's it. We'll just surprise her. Pop in. Hi. Look who's here. It's a bit of a trip. That would be a lot more, though. Like, the online tasting is manageable, but just trying to travel anywhere right now is insane. Especially this month. Good God. I always tell people, don't travel in December. Don't. I hope to travel in April. That's the big, like, long, like, from across the court shot of the moment is to travel in April. to visit my friend in Missouri, which would be nice. But money, money, money. Like I was saying, travel is insane. Flights, hotels, rental cars. The three big ones. And that doesn't include anything you eat or drink while you are there. That only includes getting there and being able to move around in that area. Missouri is fun. I've been there before. I've seen the Archie thing. I've been in the Archie thing, and it is not comfortable for me. Put me anywhere really high up, you'll just see me like this. Can you see the view? Oh yeah, that looks great. I'll just stay right here in the middle where I'm nowhere near the ledge. Thanks. Thanks for that. You can see some kind of stadium nearby. I don't remember which one it was, but I imagine Missouri has some kind of stadium, or Illinois does. I don't know. The placement of things is weird. Famous Grouse, I see where you're famous. This is a good introductory Scotch, even with the peat to it. We're talking minuscule. This is in the same category as we got Famous Grouse, we got Open 14, we got Talisker 10-year or Talisker Storm, whichever you want. What else would I put in this category? Black Bottle, honestly, is one that's in the same kind of veneer. That doesn't sound right. Very broad spectrum I'm talking about, and it's just the levels of peat influence, and they're very mild in those ones. Some are less mild than others, but in general, if I compare this to Lafroig or Ardbeg, there will be a just drastically different experience. That's why I have this nice little in between. There's peated Scotch, there's light peat, or mild peat, we shouldn't say light, and then there's the then the space sides, then the ones that are there no peat influence at all, which are a wonderful category, believe me. I don't remember going up it either. I think the elevator ride was simple, but I see the hearts. Thank you. Thank you. I am loved. What else did I do there? I remember, here's the weird thing. The one thing I remember about Missouri is the Japanese festival that we went to, which was fun for me. For those who haven't been here too often, I am slowly trying to learn Japanese. For no reason. That's the important part. Every time I say that to some people, they'll be like, are you learning it for a reason? I'm like, no. Like, what are you going to use that for? It's like, I don't know. It was just something I've listened to as someone who watches anime for decades. So I've heard Japanese language for decades, but I've never gone to the effort of trying to learn it and say it myself. And now I am. Yay. The trying to understand their alphabet thing is going to be challenging. Tater down, hello! Welcome. You've missed all the fun with the whiskey of the night. That doesn't mean I can't have more whiskey. I'm thinking about it. Mr. Great Shot, you're here, and I'm eyeballing that ride now. Where is it? It's right in front of me, isn't it? Where are you hiding? I have you here for a reason. I know you're here. I can smell you. No, I can't. But I know you're nearby. I looked at you earlier. See, I moved it. Big mistake. Every time I move anything in my own apartment, I don't know where it is anymore. I knew where it was before I moved it, of course, but as soon as I move it, it's like, what the fuck? Oh! There we go. This might be next on my menu tonight. Focus. Focus on this, not me. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Please do it. Why do you hate me? Right about here, maybe? There we go. It's got a sweet spot. I just gotta find it. H. Taylor Rye. Bottled bond on proof. You like some H. Taylor, so I'm curious how the rye is. For those just arriving, this is the Famous Grouse. Famous Grouse. Blah, 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 blah. Smoky Black, what they call it. It's tasty. Well, that reminds me, I don't know if I actually named yesterday's episode. I've been trying to keep up with, you know, when I do an advent calendar day and finish it, I go back and name what the whiskey was. so people will know. So they're not as curious if they watch, but you should have been there. Like the surprise is if you're there when it happens. Otherwise, you're gonna know what it is before you press play. Is this a bit hot? We'll see. I'm not gonna pour it for the stream, but I'm gonna pour it soon. Because right now I have peated scotch of some sort in my glass. Which I am enjoying. Very much. Very, very nice. Yum. I'm wondering what the price tag is, though. That's always, you know, in the whiskey world, you're always wondering how much it costs. And some people that are not me can just buy what they want. I bought what I wanted, but it's not a good idea. I should not have credit cards. It's that simple. And yet I do. And I am very slowly paying off the debt. By the way, like and subscribe. Hold on. I know most of you are, but I have to say it. And this here is something I hope to complete by the end of the month. Because it is a... and I try to be as honest about what's happening with YouTube and my own channel as possible, but there is a cap you have to get to. So I have to get $100 in super chats before the end of this month for them to send me the money next month. It takes a full-on, like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, for them to actually get you any money that was donated through super chats that previous month. It's weird. And thankfully, with the help of some of you, I was able to do that last month. I think the memberships that I was being given did that. Mostly. And a few super chats came through. Because that's still new. I've had that for, what, officially 2 months? October, November, December? 3 months, technically. We're counting it just as months. So this is the 3rd month where I've had super chats. The other options are the best. But the real thing I'm trying to focus on now, of course, other than this happening, is, what's it? Silent auction. There we go. Stuff goes right to my head, especially at 40%. Ooh. I'm glad I got that right. But again, with me, these are just wild guesses sometimes. I'm just happy I was in the right category. That's all I really want. I want to know it's a Scotch or, you know, whatever kind of category it falls under. And then a vague idea after that is nice. Like percentage or category. Like me saying this was a lightly peat or mild peat. Because it is. Sugar kitty meow indeed. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. What about the famous... See if you can look up the famous Grouse black thing, or whatever it said. Smoky black, unless that is the same one. Because if it is, that's a steal. I'm particularly impressed by the mouthfeel. For 40%, that's surprising. It's not like some of them that we had a couple nights ago, like the Filey Bay. But that's really good. The texture on that is incredible. I'll have some of that too, no? Next year. I have so many whiskeys behind me that are going to be next year. And I should admit, most of them that I'm looking at are one-offs and impossible to get. Some of them are Whiskey Channel bottles that are long gone. But hey, a lot of this is, one, to entertain all of you, and two, reference for me as a whiskey som that is part of this. And I'm not pretending it isn't. But the one thing I can say about my own videos is they have to be funny to me. If they aren't, I won't make them. I try not to make them any other way other than mildly informative. Not even educational, just slightly informative. And with enough of my weird personality to make it interesting and slightly funny. People like faces and weird noises. And strange accents. I do a lot of that too. Unintentionally, but Watch reminding me it's 10 of. I already know. Smoky Black is just a few dollars more. Cool. That's nice. That falls the same category as Black Bottle itself, price-wise. If you look at Black Bottle as a Scotch, it is the same thing. $25 or less. Easily. It's not bad. It's not great. I think I would really like to use some of these. Like, I have Black Bottle, and I've had it for a very long time, but I hardly ever touch it because, one, I have a lot of other bottles, and two, it doesn't really tickle my fancy, as they say. This is a nice change. It's a nice new thing, but I know I wouldn't drink much of this as my own thing. I have a problem with freaking like living in bourbon category. I try not to. I really do. I do like Scotch, but just because of availability and prices, Irene Tan picks often being bourbon-like, sometimes rye, and now there's coming in with the Scotch though. That's the newest thing. The Scotches she's got. They're pretty straight. And the blends she's doing, especially the blends. Gotcha. Indeed. I'm hearing lo-fi on Christmas tree, aren't I? This is good stuff. Glad I ran across it. Like this. We officially have. Oh, I guess I'll do that. I didn't have this on. Doesn't do anything, but I have it on. We have. Let's see. Yeah, wait. Yeah. 16 days left? Yeah, that sounds about right. I did that in my head earlier. I'm still not certain it's the right number. But this week has already flown by. Oh, Tannenbaum, oh, Tannenbaum. Oh. What, that's 2 weeks? Just over 2 weeks? I'm not ready, man. I really am not. I have stuff to do. And tomorrow's still a maybe, and it will be until I wake up tomorrow. Then I'll know. But as all of us, all of you are probably aware, I don't like to travel on the weekends. It is like an active, purposeful avoidance to not go out on the weekends. There's just too much chaos out there for my liking. It gets dark so damn early. I have a weird, I wear glasses, of course, but I have a prescription that's older that I have to use for driving, and driving in the dark is not the best thing for me. I don't like it, even with the different glasses. The headlights seem obnoxiously bright, so another reason I don't like traveling right now. Flavia, sending the cheap stuff, yep. Hey, at least it's sending some of the cheap good stuff. I mean, I'm not going to complain if someone was like, hey, you want some famous grouse? I will say yes. But unless, they have crazy stuff behind them like Pappy's or, what's the other one I would like? Something Junior. Stag, there we go. Stag Junior. And I'll be like, yeah. Do I really want a bottle of Pappy's? Absolutely not. Unless someone was just insane enough to give it to me. Stag, the same thing. All the freaking Buffalo Trace products. I'd like to have them and drink them, not because I want to pay an obscene amount of money and think they're the best thing on planet Earth. Or to just keep them on my shelf to look at because they're pretty. That's not the thing I want to do either. The real reason is the sharing part. Like, if I have bottles that people can't get, you're probably going to get some to try. I do have a couple winners out there from the raffle who are, or at least one who's going to get a sample pack, because they deferred the bottle. They went, you can keep the bottle, man. And I went, all right, would you like a sampler instead? I said yes. I'm like, okay, good. Gotta give you something for entering. Malort? Oh, let's not bring up that. Although, yeah, it's popping right now. That's near the Missouri area, isn't it? That's Illinois, right? Illinois. I say Illinois, which is very likely incorrect. Oh, I didn't show it, but I'm using their actual Flaviar glass for this. This does come with 2 Glencairns. Glencairns? Cairns? Whatever. Glencairns. No, not Karen. That's a terrible thing to say. Yep, delightful. There are plenty of other scotches I would like more than this, but just the fact that it even made me think of Talisker says something about it. You know, Talisker and Talisker and Oban 14 are 2 scotches I give high praise for what they are. They're just delightful. They work really well. I think part of it is just because I'm in the freaking Rhode Island. I can go near the water like I did with that Talisker. That's the main reason that's in my head. 1, Talisker 10 was there. 2, the lady just poured it straight up, just like blah, 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 blah. 4 ounces of it. And then I go out onto the deck on a beautiful, cool New England day and sit by the water while sipping this lovely, slightly peated, slightly salty, sweet scotch. That's going to stick with me for a while. Yeah. Set up the palate. Depends on where you're going. I would just go with a simple bourbon myself. I've done that. Like Eagle Rare is a default whiskey for me. And I know what it tastes like. So that's my kind of flat out adjust to the idea of drinking whiskey. So sometimes that's what I'd really like to drink before stream, before I drink anything, but I don't. Because I think it messes with my head and screws up my palate. I try to go with a very blank palate before I start any of these. Which feels weird. Because I didn't used to do that. I would just sit down after doing whatever and drink whiskey. Be like, it tastes like whiskey. You can go back and check the first video exactly what happened. Smell it? Smells like whiskey. Klein leash? Klein leash? A few minutes left. I know there's a lot going on tonight. It's Friday. There's always something going on. But I will be back here tomorrow at some point. A reminder for the schedule. Fridays and Sundays at the same time, 7 p.m. guaranteed, mostly, because that's when I usually live stream. Saturdays and Wednesdays, wild card. I will go live when I feel like it. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday are also later in the day. So we're talking anywhere between 7 and 9 or 10. There's no real time frame. It's just when I get home and when I'm prepared to do it. I'm usually active on those evenings, exercise-wise. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday I exercise in the afternoon/evening. So I won't be back until 7 on some nights or 6 something on others. And it's always just how I feel. That's the important part. Thankfully, I have gotten pretty good at doing the 7 p.m. thing on Fridays and Sundays. Maybe Clan Leash? Everybody goes with Knob Creek. Maybe Glenfiddich? I would say Glenfiddich. That would be an easy default for me. But we're coming up on the end of the stream. 2 minutes left. One more reminder about the silent auction. Can I highlight that? No, it's in the pinned comment, but pinned comment, silent auction, check it out. Place your bets or bids. No betting really. Bid high, bid often. Because there's always someone who might bid higher than you. So whatever you think is a substantial amount for such a tasting, and I assure you it is a substantial amount to normally do this with Irene Tan. Do it. Go ahead. Going on until the 24th. Oh, I'm probably going to relax after this. Maybe wind down and go to bed early. Wow. Starting to feel my age. Great. Keeping in mind tomorrow is a maybe for everything. So stay tuned to my Instagram if you're curious about that. But at the moment, I don't know if it'll happen. I'm not going to say anything other than that. I don't know. I won't know until tomorrow. If I wake up feeling really tired and not really moving much, well, then it's a no. I'm able to get out of bed and get some food and start moving and get enough caffeine. We'll see. I need time to just decompress. I had some of that today, though, so that's nice. There we go, 8 o'clock. Things are starting. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. How do I do this? Oh, yeah. Boop. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.